my name is Carmen, and our question is, how do boats float?
Boats float based off Archimedes' principle, and the principle is known as the principle of buoyancy.
Hang on a minute, what is the principle of buoyancy?
Archimedes' principle of buoyancy is that any body completely or partially submerged in a fluid, liquid, or gas is acted upon by an upward force. The magnitude of said force is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced.
Wow, I had no idea about that. Is there anything else you can teach?
The law of flotation. A floating boat displaces its own weight of the fluid in which it floats. There are 3 conditions. The average density should be less than the density of the fluid in which the object has to float. The second is the upthrust of the fluid on the object must equal the total weight of the object. And the third is the volume of the object submerged must be large so as to displace a large amount of fluid.
First, we'll solve for the mass of fluid. Here you see the density that equals mass of fluid over volume. In other words, we're going to be solving for mass density times volume, which equals mass fluid.
For our givens, we have P equals 1 times 10 to the third, which is a constant, but no V.
V represents volume displaced, which is the amount of water displaced times the area of the bottom of the boat.
Here is how to solve for volume.
The volume of the water displaced is 0.3 centimeters. The area of the bottom of the boat looks like this. A equals 1.75 centimeters and B equals 2.75 centimeters. The resulting equation is 0.3 times 1.75 times 2.75 times pi, which results in 4.53 centimeters cubed.
We are given the volume, which is 4.53 centimeters cubed, and the density, which is 1.00 times 10 to the third kilograms meters cubed. We are trying to find the mass fluid, and the equation is the density times the volume equals the mass fluid. We are trying to solve 0.0453 times 1.00 times 10 to the third equals 45.3 kilograms.
Using the mass fluid we previously solved for, we are now going to show you how to solve for buoyant force. Fb is buoyant force and Fg is force of gravity, and this is mass fluid times Ag, acceleration due to gravity.
We are given the mass of the fluid, which equals 45.3 kilograms, and the acceleration due to gravity, which equals 9.8 meters per second squared. We are trying to find the force of buoyancy. The equation is the force of buoyancy equals the force of gravity. We are solving 45.3 times 9.8 equals 444 newtons.
An important reason to why objects float is density, which has to do with how much a certain amount of the object weighs. Density can be explained by how loose or tight the molecules are packed together in an object. For denser material, the buoyancy force is less than the object, and therefore the boat will sink. The larger the object, the more buoyancy force, meaning it displaces more water and it will therefore float. Boats or an object will float if the gravitational downward force is less than the buoyancy upward force.